What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast, episode
Oh my god.
148. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking. Gabe, you alright over there?
Yeah, it just saw it starting to overfill, so I just shoved it in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I almost got some in my eye when I cracked it.
Bombastic start, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm drinking a new brewski for me tonight. I got Centerpoint Brewing Company's Blood Orange IPA. This can design caught my eye today at the liquor store. It's a little brewery out of Indianapolis, looks like. And often on this podcast we talk about, Joseph, what are the two words that get me into any beer? Juicy and hazy.
Juicy
right?
and hazy.
But there's two other words that'll get me any beer. That's blood orange. Okay, I fucking love me a blood orange beer.
Is blood orange one or two words?
It's two words.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not one thing. But yeah, so I'm excited to drink this bad boy tonight.
Nice. I'm Joseph, and before I get into the beer, that doesn't matter. I just had the best can crack of my life, let alone on the podcast. Usually mine explodes, so I'm glad Gabe took that one for me this week. But it was like the perfect, like, you know how like it pops and then you open it and it's like kind of like a two thing. I got just one fluid motion and just like an instant crack. It was beautiful.
Damn. Swoop.
I'm starting off 2022 right, is all I'm saying. And I'm drinking a Centennial IPA again because I tried Voodoo Ranger variant and I actually hated it. So
Really?
I didn't want to drink it on the podcast.
Fair enough.
But I shouldn't say hated it. It was just not nearly as good as any of the other ones I've had.
Yeah, I think Voodoo Ranger's usually good, but they've had a few in the past. I think we've been like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, I think
so many.
they do have a lot, but I mean they rotate. It's not like they always have them available.
Right.
But either way.
There you go. Gub.
All right,
What'd
I'm
you
Gabe.
shove into your face?
The thing that exploded on me, ironically, is called Furious IPA by Surly.
Beer was angry.
Classic Minnesota IPA. Pretty good when it's not foaming over the lid onto your floor. So
Did Surly ever sort their shit out? Do we know?
their tap
Their
room's back
workplace.
open, but I'm pretty sure they like fired everybody before they tried to unionize and then closed it and then just reopened it like nothing happened. So
Yikes.
Yeah, because one of their
Yeah.
beers was used to be called Todd the Axeman because the brewmaster was Todd, and now it's just the Axeman.
Oh,
I'm guessing he's not affiliated. I think he got the axe.
damn.
So
it depends on how you define get their act together, Jacob. That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say.
They did the Hollywood move where controversy just lay low for about a week and then come back and everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Dayton, what do you got tonight?
Yes, I'm Dayton, and it's week 2 of Dry January. I've got another
I keep
Aldi grapefruit seltzer. Let's go.
Have you been tempted at all? So far?
I guess probably the only time would have been like last night because like some of my friends wanted to go to the bar right across the road, so I went over there and I got a CBD seltzer there. That was pretty good. Also, coincidentally,
be-
I slept amazing last night. I don't know if the two are
Coincidentally, or are they related?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know, but I literally
wouldn't
slept
be
like a
surprised.
fucking rock for 8.5 hours straight last night. I don't know. All I'm saying is
if
that
I were you and doing Dry January, I would go to the bar with my friends and start just pounding Shirley Temples, absolutely slamming them. It'd be a good time. All right, well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. As always, you can find our show on Mondays on YouTube and podcast services. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch and Instagram. Links are in the description below. But yeah, we're going to do our weekly update and then get back into the year compass. But first, did anything interesting happen in the past week? I'm going to go to Gabe first.
Ooh, shit. Nothing super crazy. Classic. Got our shit kicked in soccer a couple days ago. I tried cross country skiing for the first time.
Oh.
That that was also a date. And for some reason, I had this like absolute like hubris that I was gonna like be good after like 10 minutes and be able to do like a loop. That was not the case.
Yeah.
I tried skates. So that those who don't know, there's two types of classic or cross country skiing. There's classic and there's skate. And classic is like where you see like the tracks and like kind of just going to the tracks, and skate is more like bigger ice skate style. It's the best way I can describe it for audio listeners. But I tried skate skiing because it looked more fun. I fell so many times that I eventually just told her to like leave me. This wasn't like a first date or anything. I think okay, first date would have been terrible, but like we had seen each other a couple times. So I was like, she's been doing it for like most of her life, So I was just like, go do the loop. I'll go struggle in the baby zone. And then we'll meet up. And it was fun. I see the appeal. It's just I feel like typically I can like pick that stuff up really quick, but cross country skiing just didn't really have any transferable skills for me. Like I've water skied, which isn't very helpful, and I can ice skate, which isn't very helpful because they're short, So I was really struggling with the movement, and then at one point, go ahead.
Was the loose heel tricky?
I think that was it too. That was super awkward, and like so I don't want to get into the weeds too much, but there's like two different types of like skate skiing. There's like V1, I guess, and like V2. And V1's supposed to be easier. We're only kicking off with one leg. And towards the end, I started to get the movement down, but it's like you're moving your arms and your legs in a very specific order to like generate power. But like halfway through, she had like came back, did her loop or whatever, and she's like, "Okay, let's go take you on one." And, like very small loop, but it was like 2 hills or something. Guys, I don't know if you've seen people go up hills on cross country skis, but they make it look easy, and I just like could not figure it out.
It's so hard, dude. When you're first learning, it is so hard to go up hills.
I cheated so hard. I learned that my back was strong enough to where I could just pull it, which is super inefficient and super tiring. But I just used like my back and my triceps the whole way up this hill. Like I'm struggle busting. At one point, I started going backwards, and there was like a class of people getting caught. It was so bad.
You should. Can I join you guys? Can I hop in this class?
I was eavesdropping for sure on a lot of these classes. But we get to the top, and like she was obviously waiting for me. If you couldn't tell from how I was describing the story, I was like, "How do you go down?" Because again, I snowboard. I don't ski. She's like, "Tuck the poles in so they don't catch you, and go down." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Sorry, have you ever downhill skied, Gabe?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Zero transferable skills.
Yeah.
But I have seen people do it downhill enough to where I kind of understood what I needed to do, but the edges obviously are a lot different. And
yeah, you don't really edge much with cross country skis. You kind of just bomb it, and then you step turn at the bottom, so you can't really do like a hockey stop style turn because your ankles are loose.
I thought the first like 10 seconds of this downhill, I was like, "Oh, you just use your edge," and then I was like, "No. I'm just gonna hold on for dear life."
Yeah.
So I didn't fall going up or down technically, but I fell a lot in the baby zone, and I don't know if you saw it, Dayton, but I posted it on Strava, and there's like me going back and forth in like the one area for like an hour, and then immediately me doing the one loop, and that's it. That's the whole Strava session. Yeah, after that, we decided it would be a good idea to sauna without eating or drinking since lunch, and this was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that was fun. I got extremely lightheaded by like, I don't know, 6th or 7th cycle, but it was a fun day regardless. I do want to try it again, but maybe with less, maybe just on my own, maybe just,
just
by myself. So that was the big story the big takeaway I have from this last week. So
I'm glad you tried it out, and I'm glad you're willing to try it again.
Oh yeah,
it's a great workout once you get the hang of it.
Oh,
It's
for sure.
pretty fun. But I mean, well, it's a great workout when you're bad because you're like, you
You're
get
so
up one hill and you're
inefficient
just
with it, yeah.
dying, and your friend's like, not even breaking a sweat. But
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's really hard to learn something like that when you're like older, because like
mhm.
I don't know, there's obviously gonna be kids that are just like when I snowboard, I see full grown adults like struggle, and you see kids just rip past them and then them lose hope. I'm like, never want to be them, but that was definitely me with like cross country skiing. It's like seeing these kids just trucking. It's like okay, we'll make it, we'll
It's
get
fine.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dave, when I was teaching you, I can't remember. Had you downhill skied beforehand?
No.
Before that day?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. You did afterwards.
No.
Anyway, it's a fun time. I can go next. So I don't have a whole lot going on this week because my life's boring. But I had a couple things happen today I thought were funny. So I was on campus today, just walking around. I had to run some errands, and I was in. All the students are back, which is like I don't know. For some reason today, I haven't really been outside my apartment very much, and it felt kind of claustrophobic. There's just a lot of fucking people outside on campus. But I was walking along, and there's two guys in front of me, like a bit ahead of me, and this dude on the right is like holding his back to me. It looks like he's holding some stuff like in his arms, like it was like a box or some books or something. And all of a sudden, I seen like an ID card like flutter out from in front of him and onto the ground. And I'm like, oh. I picked it up and it's his ID card. So I ran up and I like, hey, I think you dropped this. He's like, and I don't want to like flame this dude because I don't know this guy at all. But he sounded like he was high out of his mind. He was like, oh, dude. Thank you. I'm just like, yeah, man, like whatever you need. But I don't want to like presume anything. But I don't know if he thought it was a good idea, like put this ID card on top of everything he was holding, and then just fluttered off. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. And I was like, yeah, dude. So that was funny. And then for dinner tonight, I had a pretty good day today. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I had a pretty good day relatively. And I'm like, I'm gonna try something new tonight. I'm gonna try a new restaurant. So I go on Google Maps and like restaurants, sort by rating. Let's see what we got going on here. And I noticed there's a barbecue restaurant with it's like 10 minutes walk from my apartment. I'm like, oh well, look at the menu. I'm like, this looks pretty dang good. And I get it. And tell you what, boys. Now, Gabe, I'm mostly talking to you because Dayton and Joseph, they don't eat meat anymore. But like, when I tell you, I got a plate of pulled pork, baked beans, waffle fries, and cornbread. Okay, I was in heaven, and I tell you what, they had their house barbecue sauce, and I also got the strawberry habanero barbecue sauce. That shit slapped. Okay, and I
Strawberry
just
habanero. That sounds interesting.
yeah, it was like a spicy, fruity kind of deal. I ate way too much, and now I'm paying for it. I feel very bloated, but it was worth it. That shit was tasty as hell. I will be returning, but I will say, Dayton, if you ever visit me, they have vegan tacos there. I don't know what they put in them, but they got them. So there
It's
you
not
go.
animal
Vegan
products.
Beans.
Probably yeah, a lot of beans. Their baked beans are so fucking good. But the other thing I want to talk about is I've been back in the dating apps lately. Okay, I've been past like 2 weeks. I got downloaded Hinge, and I was on Hinge for like a week. Nothing, just absolute zilch. Okay, and I had gone through like all of the people like 3 times at this point, just like I guess just making sure there's nobody I missed that I wanted to like. Nothing. I've got nothing. All right. So last night I downloaded Bumble. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're on two, And I, I have a binge personality. You guys know this by now. I binge shows, and again, the population here is not massive, so I was able to get through every single person within like 2 hours. All right, it wasn't that hard.
2 hours of
Well,
sleep.
Google limits how many people you can see. Like within a day, you only get to see so many people.
You only can say yes to so many, but you can go through as
Yes.
many as you want. So I got through the
Okay.
entire stack. All right, I'm telling you. Which, here's a pro tip for anyone out there. Specifically with Bumble, don't do that because it bit me in the ass. Because last night I got 4 matches off of that. I'm like, oh great.
Why is that a bad thing?
Because Gabe, I'll tell you, none of them messaged me, right? Which I'm like,
that's
it's fine.
classic. Yeah.
I'm like, that's fine. I'll just extend because we can extend for an extra day, right?
Yeah.
So like an hour ago, it was coming up on the time when they were all gonna expire roughly because they're all on the same time. I go to extend one, and it's like you get 1 free extend a day. I'm like, oh fuck. So I extended one of them. Other 3, I guess they're gonna be gone
Fuck 'em.
because they didn't message, which is like, yeah, whatever. But I've noticed that ever since I came back to Bumble, they've added a lot more monetization, and I don't appreciate it. Like shit that
Yeah.
used to be free now costs money. They added like a higher tier of like a membership plan. Not a fan.
Tinder's the worst with that though. They have 3 tiers:
I'm not even
they
gonna
have-
try Tinder.
premium, gold, and like black diamond or some shit. It's
Super
like,
ultra
a
platinum.
it might be platinum. I think it might be platinum. I think it's platinum. But
Yeah.
Bumble's algorithm is pretty trash, and also like the way like even when they do message you, Jacob, half the time it's gonna be hi. I've had someone send me an empty space before because they want me to start. Because girls are supposed to message first. For people who don't know, like on Bumble,
Yep.
they message first.
Yep.
I've had someone literally message me a blank message so that I would reply like, "No, get the fuck out of here. You're gone." Like,
At this point, I'll take whatever I can get. Like I'm just trying to talk to a person. I'm telling you, Gabe. I mean, it's in God's hands now. I've selected every single person in the goddamn tri-state area over here. It's just a matter if they see me or not now. So, I'm trying to put myself back out there. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. That's what I'm getting.
Jacob, there's a trick to Bumble, and you're just not utilizing it. See,
What's that?
I've been on the apps for 2 years. I know my way around these parts. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with Bumble. All right. You swipe on 2 people and you leave the app because
can't
it
do
noticed
that.
your screen on time's low, so it boosts you, and then you get more matches later on. I'm not joking. That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that kind of self-control, Gabe. I need this. It's like why I binge shows because I don't want to get spoiled. I want to find out what happens. It's like I gotta know what's in the stack. I gotta see all the possibilities in the stack. But with Bumble, it fucked me in the ass. Like if you're on use Bumble, do not binge the entire stack in one day. Bad idea. So you gotta spread that out. Hinge, it's fine. It's whatever. Doesn't like it matters anyway. I added a voice prompt. I don't think it did anything.
Oh,
Well,
what
was it
You
bad or
told
was it
us you were
good?
gonna-
I thought it was funny. So it was the prompt was like one thing you should know about me, right? And I go, what was it? Oh yeah, look, a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, I host a podcast, but I'm not like other guys. I host 2 podcasts."
Oh god.
I got Joseph.
So bad, dude.
I think it's funny, and if I think it's funny, then that's fine. All right.
What's your like first pick? Okay, this is obviously not a great format for audio, but
We don't got time for this game.
we don't have time, but I do want to see your profile at the end of this. I want to see what
If we have time at the end, we'll go through it. How about that?
Sure.
If we get time at the end.
I was
Okay,
saying
let's
off podcast, but if you're
or off
willing to
podcast
share.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That'd be great for audio. Anyway,
Yeah.
Joseph, I'm going to you next. How was your week?
My week was fine. I played The Witcher a lot, and what else did I do? Went ice skating. That was fun. It was very cold. I think it was like -2 that day. But it was still good to get out ice skating.
Warmest day of the week.
Yep.
Did
And
you go to Roseville or did you go somewhere else?
there's just a park
Wyndham.
like Wyndham Park.
Oh,
It's like a couple blocks away, and it's just like a baseball field, and they have like broomball courts and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. I don't think they don't really surface it, but it's just a pond hockey type skating. Good enough for who it's for. And then on Tuesday, so 2 days ago for us, I get into work and I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and he's like, "Yeah, so there was a fire at my apartment yesterday. I get a call from the fire department that the neighbor's kitchen caught on fire." And he goes, "Ah, shit. I hope it wasn't my crackhead neighbor, because he's got like a sketchy looking neighbor."
Sure.
Gets another text, and he goes, "Oh no, it was my meth head neighbor, because he was cooking meth in the kitchen, and that's why it caught fire."
Oh,
God.
So luckily his apartment was fine. The landlord set him up in like a hotel and took the cost of it off his rent or whatever.
That was nice of him.
And yeah, and so he was able to go back, and I think the next day they just had to like move some shit out of the way to like repaint the wall or something, he said.
Right.
But yeah, so that was interesting to come to work and hear about.
What that would suck if you're a meth head and you're cooking and then it cuts on fire. Like then you lose your apartment and you have to go to jail.
Well, I don't think
Well, you're not
the
gonna have
apart-
the apartment if you're going to jail anyways.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
paper sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
a good situation to be in, is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, well, most people cooking meth aren't in the best situation, so
Yeah, I
Fair.
gotta agree with that one.
Fair enough.
yeah.
Dayton, how's your week?
Really nothing exciting. Worked on my motorcycle. Lifted. Got to get
Are you still able to ride
X-rays.
it right now, or are you in the off
No,
season?
it's cold now. Well, cold for out here.
Yeah, Dave, is it cold?
It was like 45 degrees out today.
Oh,
It was actually 45 here too.
that's what I
It's
love
gonna.
about like being in the UP or like in Minneapolis. Like in the UP, you're like, oh, we got 2 inches of snow. Like, oh, that's baby shit. But like now it's just temperature. Like
Yeah.
anytime, like, oh, it's super cold. It's like, is it? Is it though?
It is supposed to get
Yeah,
into
I
the
got a
single
fucking-
digits on Saturday, so that is pretty cool.
I got a snow warning on my phone that we're supposed to get 1 to 5 inches of snow over the course of tomorrow. I'm like, so? Why are you telling me this?
Why are you thinking about that? Not even worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
I
I'm
also have to
glad-
get X-rays taken of my foot because I've had an injury that I've been putting off for like 4 months, 5 months.
God damn it, Dayton.
And winter's the perfect time to sort these things out.
Did you get it from running?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
We'll see what it says.
Say, wasn't
Yeah.
that bothering you on Isle Royal? Or is that something else?
Yeah,
remember
it
you
would have
having
it
some
would
issue
have
with your
been
foot.
it would have been, but that was a different thing. I think it started probably closer to like end of August.
Dayton
I don't
pulled the move of it'll go away.
Dude, I always do that.
Narrator
Oh, I did
did
the
not
same
go
shit.
away.
My doctor
Yeah.
was like, "So, what have you done to like, mitigate this? Have you been taking painkillers?" And I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "All right."
You still running? Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hopefully it's nothing too bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll see. But it's fine. That's in the past. Here at my transition right now. That was in the past, Dayton.
Hmm.
Tonight we're talking about the future.
The future.
All right, we're talking about Year Compass Part 2, 2022. And these are going to be kind of our goals and aspirations of what we want to do this year and who we want to be. So they're following along at home. You go to yearcompass.com, download it for yourself, and fill it out if you would like to. We're going to be starting on page 15 tonight. Similar to last week, this page kind of has different sections. And it's called This Is What My Next Year Will Be About. So let's go around in a circle and just alternate doing these. We'll do me, Gabe, Joseph, Dayton order.
Oh, opposite order from last time.
I know. I'm getting crazy out here. All right.
Kooky.
I'll go first, and I will pick mental health and self-knowledge. So for this year, so pretty much the entire last year, I've been going to therapy, which has been good, just doing some online therapy stuff. And I want to continue doing that this year. Just always, just a good thing to do. I've been liking it. I want to be better about limiting my social media usage because that's been a problem of me just being on my phone way too much in the last few months and just not being productive. So I'm in a phase now where I've deleted everything. I deleted TikTok, Twitter,
Oh shit.
Reddit. Just because I can't date. I'll be on my phone for hours if I keep this on my
That's
phone.
why
So-
he's on Bumble so much.
Game's right there. Game's right there. If I saw TikTok installed, I wouldn't have this problem. So yeah, limiting the usage. I'm also trying to get evaluated for ADHD. If I had a bet, I probably don't have it, but I've noticed some things that it's possible, and if I do have it, I'd like to know. So I'm trying to get that in the works. So I found out recently it's like impossible to get evaluated around here because there's only one place that does it, and their queue currently is 200 people long.
Damn.
So love that, but we'll try. And then lastly, just continue trying to be a good ally to groups I'm not a part of and just continue to educate myself and be compassionate. So yeah, just trying to have a little bit better mental wellness this year than I had last year. Gub, what would you like to do?
We'll do the physical health and fitness because I've mentioned in the previous year I feel like I've been doing pretty good, but this summer I don't think we talked about it in the podcast, but
most of us in this podcast are gonna be doing a race in the UP, doing a mountain bike race. And that's very different than lifting things. So I'm gonna pivot more towards cardio, more cardio than strength over the summer. That'll be a fun, different type of challenge. And trying to just get better at biking as well. So I actually didn't mention it in the update, but I bought another bike the other day.
Ooh.
So I got my first full suspension bike.
Oh shit! It's getting serious.
Such a good deal. So I'm super excited to ride it more and to get into shape to do that race. Gonna crush it. It's called the Crusher. So you're gonna hear that a lot.
Crush the crusher, baby.
Gonna crush the Crusher, man.
Oh yeah, Joseph.
Excuse me. I'm gonna do friends and slash community to start off with. And one of mine is to visit. I have 2 to 3 friends in different states. One of my friends just started a job in New Mexico, and so I'm planning on visiting him down there. He actually is working at Los Alamos. He got a job out there. So I'm actually already planning the trip for February. Planning on heading out there for a weekend. So that's just means I only need to visit 1 or 2 more friends to get that. So I don't know. I feel like traveling and visiting different places is important, but also visiting other friends. So
Nice.
Cool place.
Nice. Aiden.
Yeah, I'll go with physical health and fitness. So yeah, I have the Crusher down there, and so I'm gonna do the team Crusher. So the Crusher, I don't think Gabe mentioned it, it's 2-person
I didn't
teams.
describe how it works at all.
Yeah, so Josh, old housemate Josh, him and I did it. I think in our between our junior and senior year of college, I think. So it ends up being like 40 or 50 miles of racing. I think they give you like 12 hours to complete it or something like that, and it's a mixture of like gravel and single track racing, and you're basically just given coordinates, GPS coordinates, and you have to plan out your route and how you want to tackle all of these things. So 2-person teams. We're gonna have 4 people. We don't know what we're gonna do with that yet. Like we're gonna have to sign up as 2 different teams. But if we choose to tackle it as like 1 4-person team and just like not care about like our standing, or if we want to make it some friendly competition between the teams,
I just messaged Josh the other day, and he was like, "I think you and Dayton should be a team." It's like if you guys want to leave, like I would understand. So, we'll see how it comes out. But
yeah, so
I mean, I feel
we'll
like
see.
if we do it together, we'll do it together.
Yeah. And then they also, so Crusher is put on by 906 Adventure, so 906 being the UP's area code. And they also put on an ultra marathon, so they put on a 50 miler and a 100 miler, and I'm thinking that I'm going to do the 100 miler after we do the team Crusher.
Lord.
So I think that I should be
doing that.
like shortly after, like the next day.
Nah, probably like 2 or 3 days after, weather permitting. And then
Fixed.
it hopefully should be. If it's not, I'm pushing through it, dude. I don't give a shit.
Maybe then he'll start taking pain meds for it.
Yeah, I would probably have to. And then I have keep weightlifting. I'm on I just finished 5 weeks on this program. Already seeing pretty solid gains. And then I want to do some more backpacking this summer.
Hell yeah! No, I'm very excited for this whole Crusher thing and hearing about it. I think it's gonna be a fun time.
Oh, there's gonna be stories. I feel.
Oh
like.
yeah, so many.
Oh yeah.
It's just one of those races because there's also like a weird component where you can get time bonuses if you do extra checkpoints and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a little bit of strategy, so I can see that adding to the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And directions and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right, for my next one, I'll do the fan favorite relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. Gonna be another good year, boys, for stuff coming out. Good movies, good anime. Very excited as usual. I'm trying to be better about my backlog of like stuff that I want to play and watch, being that like I don't want to have the mindset of like just completing it just to complete it. I want to be better about like what will make me happy right now and not really care too much about like being a completionist. So
Mm-hmm.
just be more present about how I'm spending my free time. Continue to do the podcasts, and then a hobby that I recently picked up from my therapist. I have as you guys know, I have a hard time going to bed at night and winding down, and she's like, if you do something with your hands, that helps, and like not being on your phone. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, well, Legos would be fun, but I don't have that kind of money or time. God damn it, guys! It's supposed to be for like 2 hours. I can't jerk off for 2 hours.
I mean, who's to say you can't?
Hey, you said it,
Uh,
not us.
But yeah, I was thinking like I would love to do Legos, but I don't have money or time for that. I know Joseph used to do those kind of metal structure things. I forgot what they're called.
Metal
You guys
Earth. I got
Metal Earth
another
things.
one for Christmas this year. So
Yeah, like I thought about those, but then I had this unlocked memory back when I was like in kindergarten or like first grade. I fucking loved doing. I remember it was cross stitch or needlepoint, but I love that shit. So I got a little kit on Amazon, and I've been doing it, boys. Right. So this is what I'm got right now. Now this is the very first one. So they print the design on it, so that's easier. You know, it's not
Mhm.
like I got a little rainbow cooking right now. And I
Hmm.
got you can't really see, but I got the red, orange, and yellow have been stitched, and then this is just what's printed on there. Um, but it's really fun because like it's just like the joy of Legos and that like I really like following directions, you know. But you have to think a little bit more because you have to plan out your route, like your line, so you don't like get like trapped in a corner and then you have to like make a big like jump on the because then your back
Mhm.
looks like nasty if you have like a lot of like big jumps. So
Mhm.
it's fun to like plan out the lines and do everything and like get used to the technique and stuff. And it's I guess throw on like a YouTube video and like do it. It's like
Mhm.
mostly mindless. It's great. I'm liking it a lot. I already found some like one piece designs online that I want to
Mhm.
do. Because like basically you like on Etsy you can buy them for like $4 and it's actually just like it's an instruction manual of like here's the grid, here's the which colors you need and here's where to
Mhm.
put them. And you just got to buy the colors and the fabric. So like it's cool. I'm digging it. I'm gonna try to keep doing it all year and it'll be an easy gift to give to people because I'm so bad at giving gifts. I'm gonna be like, yo, I made this by hand for you, and then they cry and I win. It's gonna
dude,
be
you could
great.
like put it on like t-shirts and shit too.
Yeah.
Dude, you could cross stitch us all t-shirts
I
for
don't.
EWF
logo.
t-shirts.
I'm sure there's a way to do it, but like I don't know, Joseph, because like this is a special type of fabric called Ida, and it's
Oh.
literally a grill. You can't really see, but there's a bunch of holes in it, and like that you follow it's
Oh.
a grid. It's a grid system, like New York City. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, I'm sure there are ways to like that's like embroidery if you're doing it on like a t-shirt or something. But hey, if I
Yeah.
get good enough, who knows? Who knows
Yeah,
what I'll be
maybe
able to do?
maybe it's a transferable skill.
There you go. But yeah, I'm digging it, and I want to keep doing it. So there we go.
I was gonna say that you could probably do some cool anime designs with that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck up some animated design. There's like software. It's like if you find like a just an image, you can just like it'll convert it to a cross stitch design.
Ah,
So like yeah, easy money, baby.
interesting. I like that.
Gabe, what's the next one you want to do?
I'll do the mental health one. Mental health and self knowledge. I think this was like a really weird year last year, like for me mentally. And I don't think I was really like being very forward with like dealing with my problems. I've just been kind of ignoring them. So I kind of want to be more present and understand like what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. So I've started to journal, which is I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it's interesting because, well, for one, I don't write anything physically ever, so holy shit,
Handwriting
I
your
don't know.
shit,
I
yeah.
can't even read my own fucking handwriting. But it's interesting to like see how my thoughts kind of like get formed when you're like forced to actually write it down. Um, and I don't know that I've watched a Netflix video on like mindfulness. I think Joseph was sitting down when we watched it too.
Yeah, it was one of
Um,
those explained videos.
Yeah, it's really good. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's just called Netflix Explained. It's in like a partnership with Vox, which is a website. They also have YouTube videos. They just kind of explain different topics in detail.
they did one on mindfulness, and they kind of talked about meditating and how that kind of can help. So I've been trying to do that a little bit. I'm not a very spiritual person, so I feel like it's kind of hokey in a way because I just am not a spiritual person at all. But it is helpful to like in my everyday to like just try and focus being on being present and not letting my mind wander and go rampant as it normally does. So that's been pretty helpful. So I want to kind of explore that and just kind of be more understanding of like where and why my mind is doing whatever the fuck it's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Joseph?
Ah, man, I don't know what's up with my throat recently. Anyway, I'm gonna cop out as well and do relaxation hobbies and creativity.
Join the club.
I thought about not, but I've got, I don't know, it's the juiciest one I've got. So, the first one, I'm already not sure about it because I did some research into it, and it's probably gonna be difficult to hit the timeline. But I want to copy Dayton and build a pack raft. And I looked into the website he did it from, and they said they're going to be out of stock, hoping to get it back in the second half of 2022. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to find a different place to get the materials and that stuff from if I just end up doing it, which I really want to. I mean, I've been thinking about it pretty much since Isle Royal, and I still really want to.
Was that just the UL one, or was that the Telqua as well?
I think it was just the UL one, but the non-UL one was like 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's pretty
I was
heavy.
I don't.
Yeah, Gabe, isn't 5 pounds so heavy?
Oh yeah, I can barely
Compared
bench
to
5 pounds.
1.3 pounds.
Is that how much mine
Yeah.
weighs?
Maybe not one. It's like 1.4 or something. It's less than a pound and a half. I think.
I gotta check my. I gotta check. How much
It's
mine
fucking
weighs.
light. I was looking at the stats and I was like, fuck, this is the way to go. Anyway, I know I said it last year. I want to do a solo backpacking trip. I still haven't been able to plan one of those out yet. So I really want to do one this year. I want to force myself to complete the Witcher 3 story because I haven't finished a video game in too damn long.
Yeah,
and
the film
I
isn't
think
so long. It's like 90
I know it
hours.
is. I know it is, but I'm enveloped into it at this point, and I'm committed.
Okay.
And I think
I will support you.
and I think I'm in a good spot that I have the time and opportunities to play it. And then when I was home over Christmas, my mom made me clean out my room, and I realized I have the Lord of the Rings beat up copy of the books. And I want to read at least the Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first book.
Mm-hmm.
I already started it. I think I'm on like chapter 1 or 2. But I want to get through those for sure. Or at least the
I like
first one this year.
Some
Cool.
solid hobbies right there, Joseph.
I think so.
So I looked up how much my pack raft weighs, and it's not 1.3 pounds. It's 1.93 pounds.
Oh, my
So
bad.
it's
Still,
it's
that's
put
less
on
than
some
half
weight
the
compared to
weight.
what Joseph reported. But
Some front wiper shit right there.
I know.
Hey, I got 2 out of 3 numbers right.
Yeah, you did. And okay, yeah, it's my turn. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do habits that define you. So I just put down
New category.
settle back into a routine for the next 6 months, because I felt like for the past, well, pretty much for like the entirety of like December, I felt like I didn't have a routine, and it like really like fucked me up. I mean, granted, some of that is from COVID, right? Because I was routineless for 10 days. I just had to sit around here for 10 days and just do jack diddly shit. And then after that, I still had, I was on vacation. Well, forced vacation, essentially, between Christmas and New Year's. And then I put, keep using Google Calendar, you fool. Because I think I talked about it last week, but using Google Calendar is like huge for me because I like Jacob, um, with his he thinks that he might have ADHD. I realize that I have some tendencies that are ADHD, but I don't think I have ADHD. I think that they're just small tendencies,
Right.
not enough to get a diagnosis or anything because it doesn't impact my life because I can manage it well enough. But yeah, one of those things is if I don't write it down and if I don't schedule it, I don't do it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's good to realize that and to try to take steps to counteract. Because I'm in a similar thing. Like even if I think I just have tendencies. Even if I got diagnosed, I don't think I'd want to get on medication. I just want to like know I have it or not, and then
Right.
like learn about it, and then maybe take some steps. But yeah, it's all about identifying those behaviors. Do you guys want to do one more round of these? Or do you want to move on?
I say we kind of move on for time, right? Because we
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
yeah.
Moving on. Page 16. So these next 2 pages actually are magical triplets for the year ahead. We can just bounce around, go and just pick one each time, and just go as much as we want to go here. I'm not saying we can do every single one. So I'm up first, and I need to pick. Okay, I'll do this one. These 3 things I want to achieve the most. Number 1, a consistent schedule. Like Dayton just said, I need to get my sleep on a consistent basis. I need to get up every same time. I need to work for the same amount of hours. I just need to get consistent. Number 2, staying on timeline for my master's project. This is going to be huge. Like if I don't stay on timeline, I don't feel able to graduate when I want to graduate. So like I just really need to stay on my shit and meet my objectives. And third one is to finish a one-piece cross-stitch design, like I already talked about. The only thing that's holding me back to that is that cross-stitch takes a lot longer than I thought it would. Like I showed you this one. Like I'll show you the back. It's easier to see what I've actually done. This took me like 6 hours.
Holy
Like
shit.
it's pretty slow going. So
Oh my god.
for doing like this is a mini. This is a 4-inch hoop. Usually it's a 6-inch hoop. This is a small design. So I'm saying it's gonna take me a while unless I put in a lot more hours. So hopefully I can get to that this year. But those are what I would like to achieve. Gabe, what's one you want to do?
Yeah. We'll do the same one. Things I want to achieve. Like I said, crush the crusher.
Crush it.
That is big top one that's on the top of my mind. Also in mountain biking realm, I want to beat my last year's record in miles. Doing that race will definitely help, but I hit about like 550, 560 miles, so I want to beat that and justify the purchase of a new bike. And then the last thing I have is just career focused. Potentially see if I can get promoted again. Do it again. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Great. Joseph?
Let's see. I'll do 3 things I'm ready to let go of. I kind of talked about this last week, but my feeling of who I'm supposed to be. I worked a lot through that, but I don't think I'm completely over it, and I want to bury that. I want to really put that to rest. Not doing things for me. I know I get a lot of FOMO a lot of times on stuff, and I end up missing out on things that I would like to do. That's part of the reason I don't end up finishing video games too. Unrelated. And then also my excessive amount of stuff. I need to clean out my shit. As you can see if you're on video, this pile of garbage behind me, and there's other stuff around here. But even like actual things I don't need anymore.
Right. That's a good one. Dayton?
All right, I'm gonna do these 3 things I will love about myself. 1, my need for a routine of some sort. 2, my need for outdoors time. And 3, not knowing what the next step is.
I like it.
Scary.
Spooky.
Gabe just got the shivers. Next one I'll do is these 3 things I will dare to discover. Number 1, dating. I'm trying, boys. All right, I'm trying. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm trying. Number 2, if I do have any like ADHD tendency stuff, and 3 is travel. I don't really travel that much. man, one, because I'm a homebody and there's not really a lot of places I feel like really want to go there. But I want to try to push myself a little bit more this year to actually go and take some trips to places I haven't been to and be a little bit more adventurous, as people say. So we'll try that out this year.
Awesome.
Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of reading my mind here. I was
Got you
gonna
unlocked,
do
dude.
Dare Discover as well. I did a lot more physical locations, which kind of feels like a cop out. But definitely want to see some more, do a little bit of window shopping. I've kind of had it in the back of my mind, potentially moving away from the Twin Cities in like a year or two. And I want to use that opportunity to go check out some new places. So I have Colorado and Utah and just a bunch of other places, more than 3. Just a bunch of places that I want to go see and then check out. And kind of what you just kind of reminded me of another thing too is also the whole relationship thing again. Something that hasn't been done in a while, and it's definitely I feel like I forgot a lot of it. So kind of rediscover it more than discover, but rediscover how that all works and being open to people, whether that be like platonic or romantic. So
yeah, for sure. Joseph.
I'll do the things I want to achieve the most. Again, I think a solo backpacking trip. I have in parentheses maybe pack rafting. It's dependent on whether I can figure that issue out. I have been thinking about doing the Boundary Waters. I think that'd be a really cool area to check out up northern Minnesota, up near
You guys
Canada.
would fucking love the Boundary Waters.
I've heard it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I also want to camp/hike north of Duluth. I know Devil's Kettle is up that way. I know that's kind of a cop out to do them both. If I do, I'm gonna try to keep those as 2 separate things. And then I do want to do the Crusher. I want to not be the obvious weakest link for that. I find being at the tail end, but I don't want it to be embarrassingly. So that's where I'm at with that.
That's great. Dayton.
we'll do it together.
All right, I'll do these 3 things I will pamper myself with regularly. Music, because I don't really find time to just like sit and listen to music. Most of the time it's just I listen to music while I'm doing other things. Time outside, hopefully time outside when I'm not like just out there specifically to exercise, just to like relax. And then time spent on projects as well.
For sure. Let's see. I'm ready to let go of these 3 things. First one is self-doubt. I've been feeling that a lot lately, mostly with work. But yeah, I'm tired of feeling that way. Second one is, so you guys know what the Sunday scaries? I get that like every work night. The work night scaries is what I would like to get rid of. And then thirdly is preconceived biases I have about myself and others. I did some work on this last year. I want to continue doing work on it. Just like thinking about how I view myself, and Ken just said like how I think I'm supposed to be versus how I actually want to be, and then also how I view others as well. So, yeah. Good.
Well, I was gonna do that one too. I had self-doubt. I literally have self-doubt like written down, so I'm gonna give me like 10 seconds. To write it down.
We're killing time. Go to page 2. I don't think anybody's on page 2 yet.
I forget that
I've
there
done
is
page
2
2.
pages. Well, you
Yeah,
did too.
Dayton did, and that's what made me think. Oh yeah, I don't need to keep on this page.
I kind of forgot. I did put that I'm willing to let go of my old bike. I thought that was funny. So, shit. I will do. I'll do the cozy thing as well. I've been buying more sweaters lately. Holy shit, that shit's awesome. Sweaters fucking rock, dude. Like wool sweaters. Didn't even know that was nice. And in that same vein, like just like I don't know, buying clothes for the first time since like honestly high school has been really nice. And just I don't know, it's just nicer quality. Crazy. It's not like 10 years old. Next
I say that
have
as
is...
I'm laughing as I'm wearing a high school
I
shirt
know,
right now.
I know. I'm doing that too.
Hey, I'm wearing a ratty ass to Grand Champ shirt underneath this,
Okay,
so
but like you're in the comfort of your home, the day is
Yeah.
winding down, whatever. I'm talking about like when I go out in
We're all
public or
guilty. We're all guilty. I
Oh,
think I
yeah.
go through my clothes regularly, so.
I should have worn like one of my newer shirts if I was gonna say this because I just wearing like a brewery t-shirt. But I also have coffee. I got really into coffee this last year. Tim, our other roommate, has gotten more into it. But that's been something that I really like, kind of look forward to in the morning. Gets me through the day. And yeah, the last one's kind of hokey, but it's got people and experiences. I think it can be really comfortable being around company and just hanging out. So
Yeah. Joseph.
Um, I'll pamper myself with these three things. Cross it out and only doing two. But quiet nights for reading. Could be partly because I want to finish the book, and partly because every time I do that, I look back and think that was a nice way to spend my time, and I always like that. And then lazy days for gaming and anime, because everybody needs that every once in a while.
Dude, and both of those things are so good right now.
Dude, it was like a couple weeks ago, because I have Mondays off. I played The Witcher and watched Demon Slayer, and I was like, the perfect way to spend my day. Like, I couldn't think of any other way I'd want to do this.
So good.
Man, I'm running out of ones that I want to actually talk about.
This will be the last one. We'll move on.
Yeah. All right. These three things I'll have the power to say no to. Alcohol in January. Put dry January in parentheses. Distractions to my goals. And then frivolous spending that I will regret shortly after. Which I know that's vague, but
yeah.
And I don't
do you feel
really.
Like
I don't feel like
I
spend.
I don't think you do that much.
No, I don't. But like, right now, it's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just on my mind, because I just want to remind myself for the coming year.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's go to the next page 18. 6 sentences about my next year, and this is the one we'll just go through all of them, or as many as you're comfortable saying. So, we'll start. This year, I will not procrastinate anymore on working out. I have not worked out for a good 6 months. I need to get back on it, so I want to try to get in a routine with that. Number 2, this year I'll draw the most energy from routine. Thirdly, this year I'll be bravest when going on a date, because that's where a lot of my anxiety lies, so I want to try to be good for that. Fourth, this year I will say yes when I'm asked or have the opportunity to help my community. I'm pretty bad about actually taking action about stuff that I care about, so I'm going to be better about that this year. Fifth, this year I advise myself to look at my goals more often. I already set a reminder to every month look at this year compass again, because I'm really bad at what we do this episode in January, and then I don't look at it until the mid-year check-in, and I'm like, not doing great. Then don't look at it again until the next year compass. I set a reminder now, look at this every month, and just be reminded of what I want to work on. And then finally, this year will be special for me because I have a solid start and a solid plan. That's mostly about my work, but just in general, I feel like I'm on a pretty good base right now. So, yeah, those are mine. Gabe, what do you got?
Yeah, I got this year. I will not procrastinate anymore on. I said taking care of my mental health. And I also have and learning how to hockey stop, baby. This year I'll draw the most energy from, ironically, exercise. I think that really recharges me and really resets me. So that's always a super healthy thing for me. This year I'll be bravest when. I said getting out of my comfort zone is kind of like lame, so I did like pushing myself, both mentally and physically, when exercising. The crusher's on my mind if you can't tell. I was writing this. Just keep pushing, man. This year I'll say yes when, and I didn't mention this in the other, just because of the way that we picked different ones, but
I've been playing around the idea of doing a solo trip in Colorado and just kind of driving around and checking stuff out. So of exploring new areas alone and seeing where those things go. I think I'm pretty good about hanging out by myself. It's just sometimes I'm not very open. I get a little closed off around stuff by myself. So be more open with that stuff. This year I advise myself to learn how to relax. I think I've been struggling with that. Like if I just sit around for more than like an hour, I get really antsy. So I need to learn that that's okay and enjoy it. And this year will be special for me. I really just struggle with this one because I feel like the last 2 years, I'm like, it'll be different this year with COVID and stuff. So for like the third year compass, I think I said explore Minneapolis fully, like get the full experience for longer than it's worth. I want to enjoy my new bike, meet a bunch of new people, and explore a bunch of new places that I've never been.
Love it.
Nice.
Joseph.
I will not procrastinate anymore over reading more often. I'll draw the most energy from my hobbies and interests. Those are definitely what usually get me the most motivated, and I want to embrace that. This year I'll be the bravest when I only have myself to blame, because that's usually when things fall through the cracks. I will say yes when I need/want to get out of the house. I advise myself to not let my interests take a back seat. And then this year will be special for me because this will be the first year, or I should say, I will be moving in with a significant other for the first time. So Alyssa and I are looking at apartments together. So that's the first time I've done that, at least officially, and it'll be interesting. So I'm excited and yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too.
Cool.
Dayton.
All right. This year I will not procrastinate anymore on traveling and long distance hiking. This year I will draw the most energy from my commitments, goals, and projects. I'm skipping some of these. This year I advise myself to stay focused on, and I just put the goal. It's intentionally vague. I'm working on some stuff in the background. And then
secret
yeah,
projects.
that's all I'm gonna say for these.
Okay.
I like
Dayton's being very mysterious this year.
I like the vagueness, as you like to say.
He's gonna drop another podcast.
Yeah.
A clear ripoff from our unique sauce of four guys talking while drinking
Four
beer.
white guys talking.
Gonna be called Five Guys Drinking Beer.
But not five guys because we're vegan. We don't like burgers.
Vegan podcast.
All right. Last thing I want to cover is my word for the year ahead. This is a word to symbolize and define the year ahead. You can look at this word if you need some extra energy, so you remember not to give up on your dreams. My word. Last year I picked a Japanese word and I got laughed at. All right, so this year I have an English word.
Good. I'm glad the bullying worked.
I picked steadfast. I like that word. It sounds like what it means, and I just trying to be steady and consistent and on my shit. So going with steadfast this year.
All right. Well, I'm about to one up your ass.
Oh,
because I was looking at mine, and you know what I kept coming back to? My word is push, because I'm gonna keep on pushing. I don't give a shit about steadfast. Keep pushing, man. No.
Gabe, I thought you were gonna say puss.
I thought he was too, and I was like, oh no.
That's all I need, man.
2022.
Oh,
Year
getting
of
puss, baby. Oh my god, dude.
No,
All right,
it is.
push.
It is
I like
push. Yes.
Joseph, what's your word?
My word is, as Frankie. Oh God, you're not gonna get this. As Frankie says, relax. It's a song. But relax.
Oh,
in
I
the
know that
sense of,
song.
Like, take the. Yeah, it's a good song.
It is a good
Most
song.
people, I don't know.
What song is it and who's it by? You can't just be like, oh, it's a song and not say what
The song is called "Frankie Says Relax," and I couldn't tell you who it, or not. It's not even. I think it's just called Relax.
Yeah, it's
but
just
the
called
lyric
Relax,
is
and it's like relax,
relax,
dun, dun, dun.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that song.
Don't get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relax.
Banger.
Yeah, great song. Either way. So words relax. And it's kind of a twofold, like take things slow, but also to me, relaxing is going out and backpacking. That's relaxing to me. So
Mhm.
like go out and do that because you know. So it's kind of a twofold for me.
Hell yeah. Dayton,
My word
close
is
out.
focus.
Focus.
Yes.
I like it. All right. Well, that is our year compasses. Compi. I don't know what the plural of compasses is. Compasses. For this year, for looking forward to 2022. Again, if you'd like to do this yourself, you can go to yearcompass.com and download or print out the sheet. We all recommend it a lot. We've been doing this the past like 3 years. So if you don't like New Year's resolutions, this is a good alternative. But yeah, that's us looking forward to this year. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.